This is the MGTOW Infinium here with another Infinium short take. This Infinium short take is entitled Initial Observations Continued. Now, my brothers, this is just a continuance of my initial observations about the TAP debacle. And although I was right about the debacle becoming worse than what it originally appeared to be, I was wrong about the timing. Because typically when data breaches happen with companies, you will hear initially about the data breach and maybe the types of things that happen. But if it is a big data breach, usually what companies do, they let things kind of die down for a bit, maybe a couple of weeks or so, or a month, or maybe 6 months, and then they will come out with the full magnitude of what actually happened. But with the TAP debacle, that didn't actually happen. And the speed of the releasing of the magnitude of the hacking and what happened with the TAP, it is faster than what I thought it would be. So the latest thing now is that about 1.1 million DMs, messages, that type of thing, were exposed by the hacking attempt, the initial hacking attempt that exposed the 73,000 records of the quote-unquote pixies that use this application. And so now you have not only the ID information of the woman that used this application, you have DMs now, which are very personal, very sensitive, that are also out there exposed to the world, so to speak. Now, when I first heard about the TAP debacle, the hacking and all of that, the first thing that came to my mind that this was a reverse honeypot type of tactic to lure in women who flocked to this application. And the admission of the 1.1 million DMs being leaked out to the world, so to speak, only solidified that suspicion. Now, a honeypot tactic, when it is used in relationship to cybersecurity, is a type of decoy system or application which is designed to trap cyber thieves, system hackers, that type of thing, and while at the same time capture their location information, their IP addresses, that type of thing, so that these cyber thieves, system infiltrators can be tracked down and dealt with accordingly. But again, with the TAP, I had a growing sense that this was designed to do the same thing to these women who flocked to this application, who got on this application for the purpose of damaging men in every way possible, for spreading lies, accusations, all types of dirt on men, for again, the purpose of damaging them, to cause great harm. And the most astounding thing about this, my brothers, is this. In spite of the issues with the TAP, the hacking, the data breach, the data that's out there, the DMs that are out there, women are still flocking to this application. Now, you have to think about that, my brothers, again, with the dangers of this application and what is going on. Women are still flocking to this application. They're crying about, why is it taking so long for me to be accepted into this application? As well, there is the hypocrisy of what is going on, because women are now out there blaming we men for what had happened to them. So, for instance, a lot of feminists are now out there with their incoherent babbling that what happened with the TAP is the fault of men, and that basically women needed a private space so that they could actually do what they wanted in terms of the men that they were slandering, that they were putting out these false allegations, spreading their business around, using the TAP to stalk them, all these types of things. But you now have, again, feminists out there blaming we men for the debacle that happened. And my brothers, that is hypocrisy at its greatest in terms of what is going on. Now, the astounding aspect of all of this is initially thousands of women flocking to this application so that they could spread dirt about men, so that they could actually harm men's lives, and also so that they can have a better carousel ride. So again, these women, some of them were, again, attacking men. Some of them were passing men around with this application. And again, my brothers, that is hypocrisy. And then you have the astounding aspect of, even in the face of this situation, this data breach or honeypot, if you will, which is highly dangerous because these women do not realize the ramifications of what can now happen to them. They are not safe from what can now happen to them. And my brothers, I'm going to leave the speculation to you because I cannot really fully go into what can now happen to these women because my channel would be probably taken down, or this video would be probably taken down. So I will leave this speculation to you. But my brothers, I will say that these women are in a lot of trouble because, again, you have the IDs out there, you have their locations out there, and you have private DMs out there. And it's worldwide, my brothers. You have to think about that. Again, even in the face of all of that, women are still flocking to the TAP. They're not thinking about the ramifications of what could happen to them. They are considering only that they can use this to attack we men in every way possible. And my brothers, as I said in my first short take about this issue, that this is one of the major reasons why you should not have women in your life who would do these things to you, who would rob you of your freedom just for the hell of it, so to speak, who would do things to assassinate you from behind a keyboard, from behind a application that is supposed to be female only. This application was supposed to, quote unquote, protect females, but it is being used to destroy we men. And so again, that is a consideration right there. Thousands of women, millions of DMs, all of these things has happened. And it adds to the fallacy of sugar and spice and everything nice. And it shows the true wickedness of feminism and the abject failure of feminism that something like this could happen. Again, it is a matter of not taking accountability for their actions. Women are not taking accountability for their actions. And again, it is astounding that women, in the face of all of the issues, are still trying to get on this application for the purpose of destroying men's lives. That, my brothers, is out and out hatred of we men. That women would go so far as to do something like this. And my brothers, it is proof of why the MGTOW philosophy saves our lives in every way possible. Again, there is no consideration of our well-being. And when you couple in the aspect of women having great power over we men because of the feminist plantation state, because of the endorsement of the feminist plantation state, that makes it even worse. We men are being persecuted, we are being oppressed, and my brothers, that is a major reason why we MGTOW men must hold the line at all costs. The ramifications of what happened with the TAP, what happens to these women, my brothers, is not our fault. Even though they are trying to blame us, even though they are trying to throw us under the bus because of what happened, it is not our fault. And it is further indication of women needing to take accountability for their actions. So, as I said in the first short take about this issue, the only path for we MGTOW men is to continue forward on the pathway that saves our lives in every way possible. And that is the MGTOW pathway. That is the embracement of the philosophy that saves our lives in every way possible. This is the MGTOW Infinium, and this has been an Infinium short take. My MGTOW brothers, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.